What is going on, everybody? Welcome to week number 8 preview video. Today is Wednesday, so therefore you guys get an update video for our Big 12 Teambuilder Dynasty. We're going to be looking over some recruiting boards, and you know, my brother isn't here yet, and I don't think he will be here doing this with me live. So last week we took a look at Ardmore's recruiting board, ACU's recruiting board, and Nebraska State. So for this video, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go in order. We're going to look at McAllen, and we're also going to look at Denver Tech. So those 3 and 4 teams we're going to take a look at, and then I think what we'll do is the next top-ranked team, which will be CAMU. So we're going to take a look at McAllen, CAMU, and Denver Tech just in review. So we'll go in that order. Big week last week for McAllen, getting that W over Kansas A&M. They do have a lot of recruits coming in to visit, 5 to be exact. David Tomsha, Junior Cash, 2 quarterbacks. I believe Gabe Hill is a running back. Also got Ed Small and Chad Jamison. So we're going to actually sort by overall ranking and see where everybody's at. The best prospects, where are they at? Griffin Rivers, currently in 4th for McAllen. He is really leaning heavily to the Texas teams. He's from Lubbock. You guys can see it there. Amarillo, Midland State, Texas, McAllen, A&M. All within at least 1,000, guys. 700 points from Texas A&M from number 5 to number 1. So it looks like Amarillo is on the fast track, but that's not to be outdone by McAllen. We're going to go after him. With this McAllen offense, you know, they might be looking at a guy like Griffin Rivers to kind of be that do-it-all type of player, right? So do I want Griffin Rivers to go to McAllen? No, I would rather see him in the Amarillo blue, honestly. But hey, it is what it is. Cedric Taylor commits to Midland State, the number 3 defensive end pass rusher. That's good for them. I'm noticing a lot of connections here. Midland State and McAllen both kind of going at it a little bit here. Gabe Hill, the number 1 running back in all of the land, he's really leaning towards Florida State, Denver Tech. Everybody else at that point, you know, down 1,000 points, it might not be worth it here. Did they have a visit, though? That's the question. Well, they got a visit late. They got a visit in week 14, which is going to push them way over the top, I believe. Looking at McAllen's visit here in week 8, 250 plus bonus points. I don't know. I don't think that they're going to be able to nab him. So I say go 700, bump it up a little bit, see what kind of progress you can make. Maybe Florida State bows out. It's a risk. It's a chance that you take. It's probably not going to happen that way, but it's a chance. Claude Gray, an 80 overall number 1 athlete. They're also going after this player, currently in 3rd place at 525. Ed Smalls, a safety. He's leaning here. Looking at some weird spread of schools here. Duke, McAllen going to Texas, UMass going back out east, Denver Tech, Arizona. He's from Florida. He doesn't have a single Florida team up there. That's very interesting. Kyle Hill, the number 3 passing blocking center. And we're almost out of the running here to Little Rock, so we're just going to up that just a little bit. Socrates Fortlow down 1,800 points. Doesn't seem like they're going to nab that, so might as well pull off because it looks like Ardmore and Broken Arrow are in a heated battle for his services there. Joey Moore, we might as well try to stay in the running for this player, even though Amarillo seems like they're going to nab him. Jimmy Mark, David Tomsha. I don't know. David Tomsha, got to pull off. Down 2.7. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. Maybe we put some more here on Jimmy Mark, honestly, because, I mean, they need some defensive help. I mean, just take a look at the needs here real quick. Take a look at the needs on defense. Defensive tackle, we have 1 freshman, 2 sophomores. Eventually, those sophomores are going to turn juniors. And, you know, it's not a good lineup for them at that point. So let's resort here by overall because we changed what we were looking at. Blake Moody in 1st place. We can pull off of that and put 5 there. Nick Durbin maybe we can put some more on there. Try to lean his opinion, sway his opinion a little bit there. We've also got Willie Nelson down 2,000 points. Chad Jamison has a visit, so we might as well put more points on him. So all in all, I mean, it looks like it's a pretty decent board for McAllen. As you go a little bit later on, we do get in first place here with guys like Livingston, Douglas, Smith, Taylor, Dean. Like, these are some pretty good players, man. I mean, look at the freshmen here, right? There's Junior Cash, down 845, Joe Austin. Like, there's some good players, there's some decent players. Low 70s, mid 70s. They got a pretty darn good board right now. They're in a good spot. They might not be really doing a whole lot of good things here with the top tier players, but they're doing some work near those mid 70s type of guys. So they're having a good recruiting class this year. All right, time to take a look at Denver Tech's board here, guys. And currently, LaQuinton Evans, you guys see him right there. He's in first place by 650 points to Little Rock, and it's not even close. It seems like it's just going to be a Denver Tech and Little Rock battle to get the services of LaQuinton Evans, and honestly, Little Rock probably needs him a lot more than Denver Tech needs Evans. I know that the creator of Mr. Evans will definitely want to see him in that highlighter yellow and black, but I know that Little Rock desperately needs LaQuinton Evans because Gunnar Rivers probably isn't going to be sticking around here for next season for year number 5. I will just tell you guys that as part of the rumor mill, which is actually going to be something, by the way, if you've stuck around to this point in the video, is going to be something coming to the website, and I'm going to actually have a lot of contributors to that rumor mill, which will kind of spice it up a little bit and get these rumors started, some of these storylines started, and really make you guys wonder what's about ready to happen. Michael Logan, the middle linebacker, number 1 in the nation, going to be 4th compared to Louisville, Tennessee, and Memphis. So Denver Tech is definitely still in the running. Claude Gray, we talked about him with McAllen. Denver Tech's in the running. Gabe Hill in the running. Also saw him up on the board for McAllen. Charles Dodds in 3rd place. You know, down 795, they're not out of it. Week 13, they get a 700 plus bonus. USC gets it week 14. So sometimes it pays to be a little bit earlier than your opponent. As you guys can see, only 50 points separate Denver Tech and USC, and honestly, that's not a lot. That's not a lot. Considering the fact that you can make up a lot of ground just on that visit, you might sway Charles Dodds to actually say, you know what, I like your school, I want to go here. You guys have won a national championship in the last 3 years. You know, so it could easily go Charles Dodd's way to go to Denver Tech. Maurice Brown, 95 points on him right now, and as the number 2 strong safety right in front of Notre Dame, I say we put some more points on him, man. We want to nab this guy for Denver Tech. Ryan Stevens, a punter. I don't know why we're putting that many points on a punter, but there you go. So we're taking it off of him. Nathan Stevens, he's kind of like a insurance policy if you don't get LaQuinton Evans, so I say put some points on him as well. Socrates Fortlow, down 1,340 points. They do have a visit coming up in week 13, so you might as well keep him on there. I know that it's kind of getting a little dicey there for Denver Tech, and they might not even be able to nab him, but you know, you got to keep yourself in the running. Ed Small, talked about him with McAllen. Denver Tech is right up there. Joe Gould in the lead, minus 750. So maybe we can pull off just a little bit. Just a little bit. We can pull off a little bit there. Kind of get Washington back in the running a little bit. Maybe put some points on some other guys. Like, not the JUCO there. We don't want to do that. Like Guy Edwards. I think we're going to call him Guy. We're going to call him Guy Edwards. That's how they would say it in the French. David Tomsha, 2,300 points. You got to take him off the board. You know, you're not going to get him. So it's either going to be Ardmore or Kansas A&M to get Tomsha, and it just doesn't look like they're going to be in the running. Justin Keith could still potentially be a possibility, so we might as well put some points there. Kyle Hill, it doesn't look like that's going to happen with a grand left to go, down 2,900 here. Doesn't look like that's going to happen either. This guy, though, Quentin Stanford, don't be deceived by the points being down 1,400 points. We're competing against Louisiana Tech, okay? Like, come on. So Denver Tech's board looks like it's pretty decent. They're not making a big splash as much as they had last season. That might be due to playing time. Might be the players that they're contacting are really looking for playing time, and they don't really have a lot to give. We need to clear this up, though, getting rid of O'Regan and Orlando Austin, and really just clean this baby up and start, targeting some of these players here that they're in the lead for. I know there's 69 overalls, but it's better to get those guys in now than really miss out on getting a decent recruiting class. But all things considered, they look like they're going to be, reeling in a pretty good haul here if they can capitalize early. If they kind of drag these prospects out, that might be disaster scenario for Denver Tech. Like, let's say this Evans battle between Little Rock and them goes until the offseason. That's really going to hurt because they need points to spend on these other types of players. And last but not least, we're going to look at number 10, Kansas A&M. And we have Orlando Austin, Brad Hall, and Pierre Larson coming to visit. But it looks like Brad Hall has actually locked us out, and he's got a visit with us. So we want to open the door on this player and get him in here because you got to visit, man. You got to visit. We got some things to talk about, Mr. Brad Hall. So we're gonna actually put more points on him at 700, and hopefully that vaults us over Ohio State. Frank Larson in a battle with Ardmore, and they need a linebacker. They definitely need a linebacker, so we are going to be pumping it out against Ardmore. We got to be competing against Ardmore. I don't want competition. As an Ardmore representative here, I don't want competition, but you know what? It's healthy. It's healthy, and it's just the right thing to do. I'm not going to just say, oh, let's just go to Ardmore, No. They're going to put the full set 650 that they have left on him, and hopefully they can make some impact on Mr. Frank Larson. David Tomsha, we saw that battle here going on between them and Ardmore. Justin Keith, them and Ardmore as well. Wallace Daniel, they're battling Kansas. And it looks like Kansas Kansas has a visit in week 12. Camu has a visit in week 13, which they get plus 750. So man, does it pay to get a week 13 visit as the number 2. That's crazy. It's crazy. So you know what I say? I say let's lay off of him a little bit because we do have a visit. We're already up 740, and let's see where we can bump this up at. Do we go after Orlando Austin? Do we do it? Because we've also got guys like William Clark that we're up on by $1,000. We got more points to spend on that. We've got Paul Campbell we can put some more points on. Patrick Lee we can put some more points on for sure because we definitely need some offensive line help. Junior Cash might be kind of the player that they really need to target. The sucky thing about this is that down 1,370 points for Takeo, yeah, you get him in week 13, but Odessa's really making a lot of strides with him. So I think we got to pull off. We got to pull off, and we got to put some more points on guys that we know that we can come out here and grab. Jonathan Davis, Obi Smith, like these JUCO guys. These JUCO guys that we can bring in here and really make an impact as we kind of feel our way out and try to find some younger offensive linemen down the road. I think that's a smart move to make. Corey Pleasant looks like he's pretty decent, so you might as well add some points to him too. So again, it's the same update as we had last time. Camu looks like they've got some issues on the offensive line. Brad Hall having that visit right now is really going to help. Justin Keith being able to come in and try to get him to compete against Ardmore. Competition's a good thing, but I'm really hoping that Camu can nab this guy, even though I want him to as an Ardmore rep here. I hope that Camu gets this guy because they need offensive line help really bad. Getting 2 guards like Hall and Keith will do wonders for what they're trying to do on offense. And maybe it changes, guys. Maybe it changes. Maybe, once Jace Freeman leaves and once Bud Warner retires, this whole option type of identity leaves them. All right, time for your Heisman watch, guys. Brian Robinson, the senior for Alabama, has actually moved into first place ahead of John Hicks. So for whatever reason, they didn't really like John Hicks's performance against Midland State. He went 22 of 30, 281 and 3 scores. So I'm not sure what the reasoning is behind that drop-off, but they really liked what they saw out of Brian Robinson, who had 119 yards, touchdown, 2 receptions for 83 yards, and a score. Interesting. Brandon Peters as well had 5 touchdowns and didn't move the needle. Real quick, conference standings update, guys. Denver Tech finds themselves 5-0. Kansas A&M all the way down here at number 5. But we have an interesting little scenario playing here, as Midland State has 2 losses overall, 1 loss in conference, coming at the hands of Ardmore last week. But yeah, I mean, this seems like it could be anybody's Big 12 West right now. Honestly, all these teams look pretty even. We got 3 teams with 200 plus points for, and you know, the defenses are relatively the same. So Odessa State, though, moving to 4-1, they need 2 more wins to get into bowl eligibility. They're 1-0 in conference. Things are looking good for Odessa. They might be a team that might scare some teams like maybe Nebraska State. They might knock them off a little bit. They could beat Kansas A&M. They could even challenge Denver Tech. I will call it right here, right now. They could challenge Denver Tech here. Remember, Cameron Willis has played Denver Tech a couple times, and he actually fared quite well against them with some actual decent weapons. They could hold their own. The thing with Odessa is the defense. You guys see it, the 83 overall defense. Not good. And with that 99 overall offense for Denver Tech, yeah, the writing's kind of on the wall there. But I'm gonna go with my gut here and think that Odessa could give them a challenge, especially after that Little Rock, that huge momentum win that we saw last week. Taking a look at the Big 12 East, Ardmore says we're in first place, which we are. We're 2-0 in conference play. ACU is only 1-0, and it doesn't look like it's going to be close, guys. Broken Arrow is terrible. Shreveport is kind of on the downswing. Little Rock has some question marks. I mean, they're 0-2. I don't know if they're going to win a conference game. Seriously, if anything, they might beat Shreveport or Broken Arrow. But even those might be toss-up games because they really needed that Odessa win and they couldn't get it. I don't see Little Rock having a good conference season. I honestly don't. It's basically a top 3 here between ACU, McAllen, and Ardmore. Coincidentally, the number 1 team, the number 3 team, and the number 2 team in all of the nation. But Ardmore at 6-0, we're looking pretty darn good, guys. We're holding our own here with the points for 245, 243, 155, though we have the worst defense in the Big 12 East. McAllen has the best defense in the Big 12 East at 76 points against. That's probably due to their running game killing the clock, but they're doing amazing things on the defensive side of the football, guys. It's amazing. Look at that, 76 points against. That's half of what a lot of the teams are doing in the Big 12 West. Crazy defense, crazy stuff going on here in the Big 12. Time to take a look at the Players of the Week honors. NCAA, all NCAA, Devontae Mitchell from Ohio, Joseph Harris from Air Force. 298 yards on the ground on 28. That's like Seidel Riggins numbers, guys. Seidel Riggins numbers. Taking a look at the Players of the Week for the Big 12. Dylan Bowers, 3 tackles and an interception. I think that would be deserved. And then Cameron Willis, you got to give it to the man. 40 of 50. Think about that, guys. You're throwing the football 50 times, and you completed 40 of them. That's an impressive performance, regardless of any offense that you're running, where the air raid for Odessa is predicated on throwing the ball like that. You complete 40 passes of 50. I mean, you're doing something right. 386 yards and 3 scores in that huge win over Little Rock. All right, guys, time for your Week 8 preview. There is no Ardmore Thunderwolves or Nebraska State Prairie Dogs action in Week 8, so there will be simulation games abound. ACU at Little Rock, number 1 against unranked Little Rock. I don't think this one's a question at all. I think it's going to be ACU all the way. Turnover differential favors ACU. That secondary is pretty good, is pretty decent at number 81. And pass defense, obviously, Little Rock likes to throw it. They're number 8 in the nation at 284 per game. That defense, though, for Little Rock, that can hold their own against ACU's offense, but I don't think it's going to be enough. They can hold their own, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I mean, look at the points per game. 49 points per game for ACU. Total offense, number one. They have 571 yards of total offense per game compared to Little Rock's 390. I don't think it's a question. I think it's ACU all the way. Broken Arrow at McAllen. I don't think this one's a question either, guys. This must be a no-brainer week. Week 8 must be an easy week for the Pick'em. I'm taking McAllen here. I think that turnover differential is the reason why they're going to win. Lamont Christian is turnover prone. And so are the running backs. Wide receivers are really not that overall better than the defensive backs that they have at McAllen. I just don't see it. I really don't see it. And plus, we don't know who's going to start. Is it going to be Buster Smith or is it going to be Lamont Christian? Todd Orlando's offense is garbage. I mean, look at the total offense right now. 116th. And they're 103rd in points per game at 22. Going up against a team that's averaging 40. Take McAllen. No questions asked. It's Matadors all the way. Here's an interesting game now. Odessa hosting Amarillo. Amarillo ended up winning that game against Shreveport in muddy, rainy, wet, terrible conditions. Shreveport on a really questionable play call by Brock Musselman again. So he's still got issues with play calling. I don't know what goes through this guy's head, but there you go. So I don't really know who to take in this one. This one's going to be tough. You could go with the points for. You got Cameron Willis out there throwing to Paris Austin. Some good offense for Odessa. And then you've got Rhett Bollinger. You know, they're no slouches, guys. They're averaging 33.3 per game. Odessa only 6 points more at 39.2. Total offenses are about 90 yards, 96 yards of a difference there. That's crazy. Number 54 compared to number 3 is 96 yards more on average. So I guess that's a lot when you think about it on average. Pass offense for Odessa is number 1 in the land. Pass defense, though, is Garbo, which Rhett Bollinger should have a good day. It could turn into a shootout. I'm probably taking Odessa here, though, because I think that when push comes to shove, again, when you talk about Brock Musselman's management of timeouts and his management of just game management in general, you want to go with not that. So in the transfer bowl, I'm going to go with Odessa. It'll be interesting to see who you guys take. Kind of a bounce back game for both teams. Midland State against Kansas A&M. Midland State looks like they fare pretty well in the matchup here against Camu, but I'm going to take Camu. I'm going to take Camu in this one. I think that, again, Dexter Whiteside is just not the answer. He's got a lot of turnover prone decision making, and I think Camu is going to be able to capitalize that, even though their turnover differential is -1. -1. And I don't know why the arrow is pointing to -1 when obviously 4 is better. They're forcing 4 more turnovers than they're giving away. I don't know. Just the CPU logic, guys. So they also have Orlando Austin visiting from Odessa, Texas. And they're the ranked team. You know, they're the ranked team. Always default to the ranked team. Shreveport at Denver Tech. I don't know. Both teams like to run the football. It could turn into that grindy type of game. I just think that the defense for Shreveport really isn't all there. When you really look at it, Denver Tech's pretty evened out with Shreveport. Number 25 in total, number 38 in total for Denver Tech. It's pretty even as far as defense goes, but when you look at the offense, it's not even close. It's not even close, man. Pass offense, number 5. Rush offense, number 45. Pass offense for Shreve, 113. They don't even like to throw. And in a game where if Shreveport's defense can't hold the option attack or the passing attack, basically the entire offensive attack for Denver Tech, if they can't do it, you're going to rely on Jacob Canatella or Kerry Ashley to carry that load, to shoulder that load and start slinging the football around. It's not a good scenario for Shreveport. I'm taking Denver Tech and the number 4 team in the nation. So that is your preview for week number 8, guys. We'll have a Madden update in next Wednesday's video. No brother, obviously. He was not able to commentate and help me out with this one, so, you know, it's okay. It's all right. We can do it running solo, so I hope you guys liked it. Liked me doing it solo here, changing up a little bit. I do miss him by my side because, you know, we do have some camaraderie. I know you guys like to hear the dual commentary, and you like always hearing his sometimes his weird and different takes, his different spins on things, and phrases that you've never heard of before that he still, I don't even know how he does it. It's just messed up. It's weird. So guys, leave a like if you like this thing, and we will see you on Saturday for week number 8 action. Again, no Ardmore, no Nebraska State. It's going to be all CPU. Your picks link is updated in the description below and in the pinned comment. So click that if you want to make your picks for week number 8. Remember, conference games are worth 3 points per correct response. Also, go to the website, www.goldglovergaming.com, to check out Heel Boy's picks. He went perfect last week, so make sure you guys check those out. He might be able to offer some insight as to why he's picking a certain way, and you might be perfect and you might be matching him this week for week number 8. So guys, again, leave a like if you like this thing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, peace.